these products can be one of the products that you Korean businesses can propose. And we also accompany our B2B clients, Korean companies clients, with marketing content creations. And we can also connect for all the administrative or law related matters with our colleagues and our partners that we are working with, so that Korean companies have really streamlined and easy access to France and French consumers. Yeah, so this is how we can work as both B2C and B2B. And here is from our launching 2020, all the Korean contents that we made for French people. So we have partnership with the main broadcasting stations in Korea, SBS, MBC, CJ. So we can broadcast in our platform dramas, TV shows, and documentaries. And we have made also many exclusive productions. And we aim to be installed in Korea, to open a subsidiary in Korea, so that we can make more content and do more partnerships and meet our Korean companies' clients, so that we can cater to their needs in terms of entering the French and European markets. And here are our supporters and collaborators. There are government entities, there are government agencies, and also private companies that are related to France, that with which we are working together, so that we can bring you European markets. And this is our team. So we have our founder and CEO, Christophe Diez, which is also in the meeting, I think. And as you see, all our members have relations with Korea, whether it's professional or private. And so we're dedicated to bring you Korea, to bring access Korean culture to French people and French market. That will be all.
Thank you, John, for sharing. That's very interesting to see the growth of Korean wave in Europe.
Yep. This is,
yeah, but
this is something that has been neglected, I think, by the Korean professionals, because of course, it's logic. They only see something that are near them, that is Japan, China, Southeast Asia, and also they have a special relationship with America and United States and North America, so that they never thought about Europe. But more and more, I hope, I hear, especially in big business events like Vivatech, that has been in May, I think. May this year. Every year they do it. The main subject, of course, was AI, but we saw that they had a Korean booth that was promoted by Korean government agencies, and they all said that Europe and France, especially, is the market that we want to be present in.
Related to the Korean food, because the first thing, I think the first thing we have fantastic growth there is also the Korean food. I don't think Europeans like spicy food, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Originally, they are not acquainted with spicy food, although you can say maybe in the Mediterranean area, they have some spicy foods. But yeah, it's not their original taste. But I know that in France, particularly, since they have a big awareness about food, they also are very curious about foreign foods.
Are they also, do they like Korean food like ramyeon or tteokbokki, the ones with the spicy taste?
No, it's funny because originally they were not acquainted with like instant noodles or tteokbokki or these kinds of fast street food, but through the cultural content like dramas, like movies, you see that characters, they're always eating something, and Korean do not have the taboo of doing product placement. In Korea, it's really it's part of the content that they are broadcasting. On the contrary, in France, when you see in TV shows and movies, they don't like to place a product. So if the French people that watch Korean dramas and see the product, they want to see, hey, what does it taste like? I wanna taste it. So that's why the platform that we propose with Korean content and e-commerce can make a link between what they watch and the product that they are seeing, and the access they can have if we do the connection between these products and the cultural
Yeah,
content.
that's right. That's interesting how Korean drama or Korean movie can really change uh the habit of people.
Yes, yes,
And about the fashion, yeah, I know that Paris is the center of fashion, right?
yes.
And European have different style or different taste of fashion with Koreans.
Mm.
Do they really adapt the Korean fashion? Like you said before, the boutique also has a, a Korean fashion corner.
Mhm.
Do they like wear Korean fashion a lot
Um,
nowadays?
So the boutique was more especially about Korean beauty, Korean cosmetic products. When you go to a Sephora, which is a really renowned beauty store, they have a Korean beauty corner. But in terms of fashion, what I can say is that, of course, Paris is one of the capital of fashion. You have all the luxury brands, and they do the fashion week more and more often. I heard that before they do it like once a year or twice a year, maybe now it's they do it as, more often than before. And also the particularity of French about the fashion and clothing is that unlike Asia and especially Korea, they're not only one-sided. You know, when in Korea they see like one celebrity have a new fashion look, everybody wants to get it. But in France, it's more diverse. They want to focus on their uniqueness, on their particularity, on their diversity. So the fashion that are coming from and inspired from Asia or Korea, Japan, China, and all other countries are really appreciated. And as I said before, the K-pop concerts, when you see K-pop groups concert in YouTube or in the music videos, they have a really unique fashion, and I see more and more young people how they are how they look. I can see that, oh, maybe this person knows about K-pop, etc. And there was one time I think um, about one type of like skinny jeans that goes up to the belly button.
Yeah, yeah. Like the high waist jeans.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was surprised that it was actually Korea that launched this trend. And it expanded worldwide, but it was first adopted by Korea. So now we can see sometimes it's the other way around. It's Korea that creates the trends and that is adopted by Western countries. So this is really, really fun. And just one thing to add about fashion, I see among my friends and among the Korean community that there are more and more students and young people that are specialized, that are diplomed in fashion, or they are studied fashion in France because there are many, many fashion schools. They want to introduce and create their own brands. So there are many SMEs or small fashion companies that want to come to Paris and open their stores, and because they know that it will be a really good branding to say back in Korea, I have a store in Paris, right?
yeah, yeah.
So
That's right. Yeah, that's interesting. So the market in Europe is actually very large for Korean startups, right?
yes, and there are
Yeah.
more and more opportunities and government funds that promote Korean companies to be exported and to open in French and European market. But as I mentioned earlier, it's still very difficult because of the law and of the labor rights, and Also, the trends, the global economic trends right now, it's not really going well, but they're continually putting funds so that Korean can be present in the European market.
Okay, now let's open the floor to questions from our attendees here. So feel free to send in your questions through our chat feature. I will read the first question from Gori. Do you think localization can help to better adopt Korean products in French market, fashion and food? And how do consumers perceive the blend?
There is a bug.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hello?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay then, I'm back. So the first question from Gori, do you think localization can help to better adopt Korean products in French market, fashion and food especially?
Yes. It depends on the product, but there are some products that you cannot sell like directly because the packaging and the marketing message will not be adapted to French consumers. So depending on the product, you have to think about what most is favored by the French consumers. But there are some other products that beneficiate from having the same look as originally what we find, like in ramyeon or in tteokbokki, or I heard that you know, the really spicy ramen, the buldak chicken ramen. This is, I think, something that is recognizable when you see in dramas and movies. So that is something that you don't need to change the packaging. But of course, you have to do the translations to have all the like ingredients and title and stuff. But something like um, maybe if we go in the consumer part, if you go to maybe like spirits or maybe high brand products, those are some things that might be introduced to the end user, but maybe also present on like luxury hotels or in really special places. I think for this, they need some new kinds of branding or packaging. So yes, it really depends on the product.
If it's well known already, so it's just the translation of the packaging, right? Yeah. The next question from Cindy, does the popularity of the Hallyu wave only extends to the Korean films or dramas or K-pop too? Which one do you think is more popular?
That's a good question. I would say that each of the categories, film, dramas, or K-pop, or I'd say music, popular music, they they are working like together. They're creating like a positive feedback loop, because especially in France, originally they're really fond of movies. They're going to the movies really often, and they're really keen of discovering new, you know, exotic or other countries' movies. So those who didn't know about K-pop, maybe they might have already known about Korean films. And those who are really fan of K-pop, of K-group, of K-music, they might discover that their favorite artists are featuring in the cast of a big movie or middle movie. So they might discover this new category, like movies, throughout the music. And also, as I told you, fashion is really hot among the K-pop fan communities. They want to dress like their favorite idols. So all these categories are creating a positive feedback loop. And I would say that those pop culture, the Hallyu wave, is also very useful for big brands like Samsung, Hyundai, SK, and really like electronic and industry brands, because when you do business, it's not only the products and the technology, how efficient it is, it's also all the culture and all the image that you bring with it. So Samsung is really exploiting, is really utilizing the positive positive reputation of Korea, which it didn't have before. 10 years or 20 years ago, when you heard Samsung or Hyundai, all the French people and European people, they thought it was Japanese. But for Koreans, they say, well, it's okay. If it's good brands, we don't care. But now everyone knows that it's Korea. So I know people among my friends, on my acquaintances, they said, I bought a Kia car or I bought a Samsung phone because I love Korea. Not only because it's good product, but because I love Korea. So this is really important for
Yeah, that's the loop that from the entertainment it can improve or boost the sales of other products.
yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
and vice versa.
yeah. Another question from Cindy. I think she is a fan of K-pop too. France has gained massive attention after the
Yeah,
controversy about Blackpink Lisa made her special appearance in Crazy Horse Paris
yep.
and her relationship with Frederick Arnold. So in South Korea and most in Asia, it is a huge controversy. But does this issue bring a good impact for the rising Hallyu wave in France, in
Mm,
Europe, or the opposite?
I have heard that the controversy about Lisa performing in the Crazy Horse. Um, I think it's like a bubble, you know. It's something that it's unusual. So for Korean people, especially if you go to a cabaret or something that is like a out of the Korean music entertainment I would say ecosystem. And Crazy Horse and Cabaret is viewed as like a more like mature or erotic, something kind of image like this. That's why in Korea they were really shocked. But in France, I think on the contrary, in France they might have been some like press release saying that it's shocking and stuff. But in France, generally it was a really positive impact because that showed that an idol member of K-pop, which is like popular music. They also can perform in because Crazy Horse and cabaret culture in France is really high quality. It's not the people that go to see those shows. They are not like usual average people. They are like high standing, I would say, roughly saying. So they also have a view of people from people that are not used to K-pop or Korean wave culture. They see it as maybe a way that can introduce them to Korean pop culture because they're not used to it. They don't listen to it usually, but doing some shows or showing also in other sectors, artistic sectors in France. I think it might have been a big opportunity to introduce Hallyu to those category of French people, and also the relationship that Lisa has with Frédéric Arnault has been really a big issue, a positive issue on the people stuff. And I know that in France, also a BTS member and Lisa is also the how do you say the brand character for Celine, the luxury brand. And you know
Yeah.
that each member of Blackpink, they are representing a brand, a luxury brand of LVMH, like Dior for Jisoo, I think, Chanel for Jenny, and I know personally because I've met some like high representative of LVMH, even Bernard Arnault, which is Frédéric Arnault's dad, is really interested in this Korean wave phenomenon. So that it might have some big opportunities in the future to do some like business in the fashion and beauty area.
Mm-hmm. And now young people pay attention on the Paris Olympic Games,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, because BTS Jin is one of the torchbearers. Yeah, they pay attention on the games a lot
Yes,
now.
they understood that BTS and K-pop and Korean Wave, they bring a lot of people and attention to any event that they attend. So,
Yeah, yeah,
and
that's interesting.
yes, and it's very difficult for like logistics because fans they I don't know how they get this information, but there are some leaks of information that like a BTS member will be there and they're all waiting, you know. So for the security and stuff, it's really difficult to contain those fans.
Yeah, I don't know how K-pop fans can get even smallest leak from
Yeah,
the artist. Yeah.
it's incredible.
Okay, another question from Karina. During my trip to Paris a long time ago, I went to cinema and discovered that the movie was dubbed to French. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Do French audience prefer watching Korean TV shows or movies in the original language in Korean with subtitles or dubbed in French or mix of both options?
I would say definitely they prefer in subtitle because they want to hear Korean. And throughout this, they discovered that Korean language is really um, fluid and human, and they transmit emotions. So and also even before that, French culture, French movie watching culture has always been subtitled. So maybe there were some exceptions where a foreign movie was dubbed, but I think nowadays, if you go to cinema, it's almost always subtitled. And I don't know if you heard about this, but in France, since there has been the concert of BTS and even before, because I think back in 2013, I think SM did their first concert with the Sonyeoshide, with the Super Junior, etc. And even back then, even though it wasn't as big as the BTS boom, there has been a demand, not a demand, a wish for Korean students to learn Korean language. But back then, there was almost no establishment where you could learn Korea. There was only like in the cultural center or maybe some private institutes among the Korean community. But now universities are opening Korean language how do you say tuition? No, specialties,
Like the major.
majors, yeah, major or minor, and yeah, it's really still, even though it has been some year that this wish has been evoked, there's still more demand than offer. So I've even heard that some Korean association they just bring some they just teach Korean like basics because they are not teachers, but they do it because French people are always wanting to know about, you know, learning Korean, and there are online courses, there are YouTube channels that is really popular. And in KFTV, we have interviewed a Korean teacher. She's a teacher specialist. She's been giving a lot of lecture, and she's also published a book of how to learn Korean for French people. So that shows that there is a big wish to learn Korean language.
Interesting. The last question, June, do you have any advice for Korean startups who want to enter the European market?
Hmm. I would say first, even before installing your company officially in France or in Europe, first is to test the market to see if your product is going to be successful or not. And usually they can start to introduce them via like YouTube or SNS, like Instagram, TikTok, and stuff. Um, but I think the best way is to do partnerships with the local companies or companies that know the French and European market and are specialized in Korean product and businesses. Right now, it's only like Korean people that know friends, or they already have a acquaintance in France and Europe. So they're doing it like privately, not officially, and they test their product, and if it goes well, they expand, or not, or if they don't succeed, then they stop the business. But that's why the reason for us to not only bring you Korean contents, media contents, cultural contents for French market, but also for Korean business, is that we know the market. We know how French people appreciate and consume French Korean products. So we want to create a bridge and help Korean businesses to successfully install and sell their products. But sometimes we'll just say, no, this will be really difficult for your product to meet the consumer, or at least not right now, because I would take an example. Korean food is really appreciated, but I saw that there were Korean bakeries, Korean bakeries that they made that was really special, but not traditional. It was really appreciated among Korean people. But we analyzed that in France, it will not be recognized as a Korean product. So unless this product has a really good touch with the palate of French people, because as you know, they're used to French bakeries like croissant, like pain au chocolat, like all the dessert that you can find in pastries. If it's if the gap on the taste is too far, it's too different, and also the product doesn't represent something that is related to Korea, it will be really difficult to introduce this product to French consumers. So sometimes we will just say like it will be really difficult. Sometimes we'll try to find a market. We'll ask our partners that are more specialized in some sectors. We have partners in K-beauty. We have partners specialized in K-pop. And also we have a partnership with the Korean festival movies in Paris. So we know that which kind of independent movies or big grossing movies can work for French viewers. So that is something that we can help you if you are a Korean business that wish to be introduced to French and European market.
Okay, so if there are some Korean startups that want to start entering Europe market, can we just connect it with KFTV directly?
Yes, you can reach us via our email. And although our platform, the platform that I presented you, for now, we're only at the stage of broadcasting Korean contents. We have not yet established officially the e-commerce and the marketing platform part. This will be coming in the upcoming month. And we are going to be installed. We're going to open our subsidiary in Korea in September, because we also participating in a government official program for foreign companies. So we'll be present in September in Korea. So you can meet us personally. You can reach us via our email, and we'll see how we can do in terms of collaboration or partnerships. So yeah, you're welcome to reach us anytime.
Okay, incredible. So as we wrap up our session, I want to thank Jun. Thank you so much for sharing the insights with us today. And thank you to everyone who joined and participated. And don't forget to check our website, kpoppost.com, and follow our social media channels to stay updated on upcoming events. Thank you once again for joining us today at KWave Business Talk. We hope you found this session insightful and inspiring. And have a great day, and see you at the next event. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.